Welcome to the iHistorian channel, where we help provide you with teaching tips, helpful hints, and small shifts that will help you become a more effective teacher. Based on more than 30 years experience in the classroom, today we're going to take a look at 20% projects, or as some refer to it as Genius Hour. The field of education has many strategies that promise to revolutionize the field. I believe this blanket statement mainly because education deals with individual personalities, educational needs, and special talents. I don't subscribe to the belief that one strategy is the best in every situation. The best strategy depends on the needs of particular students and student groups. One significant trend is in the area of inquiry-based learning. The general concept is that students, using their natural and innate curiosity, investigate, ask questions, and learn simply for the sake of learning. While this is a captivating thought in a holistic sense, most students in a mandatory educational setting need a bit more of a push. Several inquiry-based learning strategies are effective at different times and in various situations. We will take a look at all of these at a different time. Today, we're going to focus on 20% projects, also known as Genius projects. The term 20% project and Genius Hour are interchangeable terms. In practice, 20% projects are a time for students to work on a project of their choice during 20% of the allotted instructional time. Students are encouraged to explore their interests, think creatively, develop skills beyond the traditional curriculum. While there is a tremendous amount of flexibility, a teacher can set parameters and guidelines to set a structure to get the most out of this time. In the following sections, we will explore how we can implement this in your classroom effectively. Let's get started. Setting guidelines. Setting guidelines is the first step in effectively starting a 20% project Genius Hour in your classroom. As the classroom teacher, you want to set guidelines for timelines, expectations for a final project, and acceptable resources to use. When I ran 20% projects in my classroom, I set every Friday as 20% day. I would also set parameters on what types of internet sources to use and how to cite them properly. I also provided a list of acceptable final products. Deadlines for the projects were set for the end of the instructional unit we were currently learning. Brainstorm ideas. Once some basic guidelines are set, it's time to help guide the students through brainstorming ideas for their projects. Students may need help knowing where to start and will require some guidance. During the 20% projects in my classroom, I would walk students through a group brainstorming activity to help them choose a topic for their project. During the exercise, I provided some examples, allowed students to develop new ideas, and justify why they may choose one subject over another. I never held students to their initial choice. It was designed to get students thinking on a deeper level. Research and planning. Now that students have selected a topic, they begin their research and planning. Their research should be focused on building background knowledge and collecting information to complete their projects. I would set a timeline for them to conduct their research to motivate them to move forward and prevent research blocks. Students are then guided toward planning the research into a workable format for their final project. Next up is work time. Now that students have completed their research and planning, they need work time to complete their projects. Set aside 20% of your instructional time, for example, Fridays, for students to work on their projects. Friday was the time in my class to develop, write, create, build, etc. On the other days of the week, I would allow students to work on their projects once they completed their daily assigned work. Reflection. Part of every 20% project Genius Hour includes a reflection piece. As students complete their projects, they reflect on their project, why they chose it, what they learned, what challenges occurred, etc. I included this as part of their project as a paragraph requirement, or as a checklist to complete. This portion was graded as a pass-fail, but was not included in the project grade. It should be separate to encourage student honesty in reporting and reflection. Now that 20% Genius Hour projects are complete, students should share their projects. This can be achieved by class or group presentations. Sometimes a gallery walk can be used to showcase student work. Having students share their finished work elevates the assignment to a production level on a more professional and polished completion. Now that you understand some of the steps involved in providing this inquiry-based strategy of 20% Genius Hour projects, give it a try during your next unit of study. Start small, but start. You can build these projects larger as you and your students become more comfortable and proficient with this inquiry model. Share below how you plan to utilize this for your next unit. Share feedback on others' posts. Collectively, we can all become better together. Stay tuned for our other blogs where we'll explore other powerful teaching techniques, helpful hints, and small shifts to add to your instructional toolbox. Subscribe now to receive the latest updates and to take your teaching to the next level. I'm Russell with iHistorian. Have a historic day.